When most automakers hear the word hybrid, they think of shrinking engines, slashing cylinder counts, and eking out every last drop of fuel economy. Lamborghini, however, didn't get that memo. The company's idea of a hybrid is not a practical commuter that saves you money at the pump, but rather a 1001 horsepower V12 monster that uses its electric motors not to sip gas, but to launch you into orbit. Enter the 2025 Lamborghini Revuelto, a car that keeps the drama of the Italian brand alive while adding just enough electrification to make it the most powerful plug-in hybrid on the planet. Pricing. Before we dive into the excitement, let's address the elephant in the showroom. The Revuelto starts at a staggering $608,358, and that's before options. For that kind of money, you could buy a house in most American cities or 5 fully loaded Corvettes. And if you're the type to splurge, Lamborghini's extras don't come cheap. A special paint job will cost you around $15,000. And if you want the car trimmed in more carbon fiber than a Formula 1 pit garage, you could easily add another $100,000 to the tab. Even safety features like surround view cameras, which come standard on some family SUVs, will set you back around 10 grand here. But let's be real, nobody buys a Lamborghini because it's sensible. They buy one precisely because it's outrageous, and exclusivity is built into that 6-figure price tag. Engine and performance. The real reason you'd spend that much money, though, is the Revuelto's powertrain. Lamborghini stuck to its guns by keeping a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12, which alone produces 814 horsepower and revs all the way to an ear-shattering 9,500 RPM. To that, the company added 3 electric motors, 2 driving the front wheels and 1 embedded in the 8-speed dual-clutch transmission to assist the rear axle. Together, they generate a staggering 1,001 horsepower, making this the most powerful Lamborghini ever and the most powerful plug-in hybrid the world has seen. The performance is exactly what you'd expect when a bull learns how to harness electricity. Lamborghini claims the Revuelto can hit 60 miles per hour in just 2.2 seconds. To put that in perspective, by the time you've finished reading this sentence, the car could already be traveling at highway speeds. And it doesn't stop there. It rockets to 150 miles per hour in under 10 seconds, and the top speed is a claimed 217 miles per hour. That's the kind of performance where not only your face muscles struggle to keep up, but also your common sense. Handling has taken a huge leap from the Aventador it replaces. Thanks to rear-wheel steering and a torque vectoring system, the Revuelto is sharper in the bends and far more agile than you'd expect from a machine weighing over 2 tons. Yet, when you dial it back to soft mode, it surprises with civility. The suspension takes the edge off bumps, proving that Lamborghini has figured out how to make its cars devastatingly fast without leaving your spine permanently misaligned. Electric range. Technically, the Revuelto is a plug-in hybrid, but don't expect it to replace your daily EV. Its 3.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack is wedged between the 2 seats, offering a mere 5 or 6 miles of electric-only range. That's not enough to make your morning commute, but it is enough to sneak out of your neighborhood without waking the neighbors with the V12's roar. In other words, the electric side of this car is more like a party trick than a practical feature, but practicality was never the point. The electric motors don't exist to save you money on gas. They exist to make the Revuelto even faster. They provide instant torque off the line, filling in any gap the V12 might have had, and giving you the kind of neck-snapping acceleration that makes passengers swear they signed the wrong waiver. Lamborghini hasn't built a hybrid to compete with a Prius, it's built a hybrid to compete with physics. Fuel economy. As you might expect, efficiency is laughable. The EPA gives the Revuelto a combined rating of 23 mpge, but that figure is a bit of a charade thanks to the limited electric assist. In reality, the gasoline-only numbers are dismal. 10 miles per gallon in the city, 17 on the highway, and 12 combined. That's about the same as a 6,000-pound Ford F-150 Raptor, except the truck can haul lumber and tow a boat, while the Lamborghini mostly hauls your ego. Adding insult to injury, the Revuelto is the only plug-in hybrid slapped with the full gas guzzler tax. It's a bit ironic, but also a reminder that Lamborghini cares less about efficiency and more about creating a rolling spectacle. And truthfully, if you can afford this car, fuel costs are about as concerning as the price of extra guacamole at Chipotle. Interior. Step inside the Revuelto and you'll feel like you've climbed into a spaceship designed by an Italian fashion house. The cabin is futuristic, filled with digital displays and sharp angles, but still luxuriously appointed. The steering wheel is packed with 4 rotary dials to toggle through driving modes, and the buttons for turn signals are right on the wheel because Lamborghini decided stocks were too ordinary. There's even a dedicated launch control switch because if you own this car, you'll want to press that as often as possible. Unlike the Aventador, the Revuelto offers more space for tall drivers. The headroom and legroom are improved, making it easier for 6-foot-plus enthusiasts to climb in without yoga training. Behind the seats, there's enough space to wedge in a golf bag, and up front, the front can hold 2 carry-on suitcases. That doesn't make it a family car, but by Lamborghini standards, it's practically practical, infotainment, and tech. This is not the Lamborghini of old with simple gauges and mechanical feel. The Revuelto is dominated by screens. The centerpiece is an 8.4-inch touchscreen in the middle of the dash that controls climate settings, navigation, and vehicle systems. Directly ahead of the driver, a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster delivers performance data, and for the passenger, there's a 9.1-inch display that mirrors speed, gear selection, and torque distribution. It's essentially a way to terrify whoever's riding shotgun by reminding them just how fast you're going. Connectivity is modern with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto included as standard, but in truth, the only soundtrack most owners will want to hear is the howling V12 behind their heads. Safety. Lamborghini steps into the future. Safety has never been Lamborghini's primary focus. Their approaches usually don't crash, but the Revuelto does bring a new era for the brand. It's the first Lamborghini Supercar to offer driver assistance features. Buyers can add automated emergency braking, lane departure warning, and adaptive cruise control. This doesn't turn the Revuelto into a family-friendly Volvo, but it does acknowledge that a little extra technology might keep a $600,000 investment safe from the occasional distracted driver on the freeway. Warranty and maintenance. Lamborghini's warranty coverage is competitive with other exotic brands like Ferrari, but not especially generous by mainstream standards. The Revuelto comes with a 3-year unlimited mile warranty on both the car and its powertrain. However, there's no complimentary scheduled maintenance, so you'll need to purchase optional service packages if you want peace of mind. With a machine this complex and this expensive, adding the extra coverage is probably as wise as remembering to wear your seatbelt. Absurdity on paper. On paper, the Revuelto is just as insane as it is in the flesh. It produces 1,001 horsepower and over 1,000 pound-feet of torque. It weighs 4,290 pounds, yet accelerates to 60 in 2.2 seconds, covering the quarter mile in 9.7 seconds at nearly 150 miles per hour. Braking from 70 miles per hour takes just 154 feet, and on a skid pad it grips at 1.10 G. The EPA fuel economy, on the other hand, is a comically low 10 miles per gallon city and 17 highway. The EV only range is a mere 5 miles, but at that point, who's counting? And that's the 2025 Lamborghini Revuelto, part spaceship, part bull, and 100% insane. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to smash that like, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the craziest cars on the planet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.